Hey there, if you've recently left your job here in Georgia, I'm guessing a big question is probably swirling around in your head. What in the world do I do about health insurance? It's a huge decision. And in this quick explainer, we're going to lay out all your options nice and clear.
All right, let's just jump right in. So you're at this major turning point. You're starting a new chapter after leaving your job. And that's a time of big change, which of course comes with a few really important things you've got to sort out.
And right away, that brings up the big one. The one that can be kind of stressful. What actually happens to my health insurance? It's a huge concern for pretty much everyone in your shoes. And our goal today is simple, to replace that worry with a clear, confident plan. Losing that coverage from your employer can feel like the safety net just vanished. But I promise you there are several really solid paths you can take. We're going to walk through them together, step by step, so you can feel great about the decision you make. So the very first option that most people hear about is something called COBRA. The best way to think about it is as a temporary bridge. It's designed to let you keep your exact same health plan, so there's absolutely no interruption in your coverage.
So what is this thing anyway? Well, COBRA is a federal law that lets you hang on to your old employer's health plan for up to 18 months. And, fun fact, if you worked for a smaller company right here in Georgia, our state has its own mini COBRA law that gives you 90 days of coverage.
Okay, now, this is where a lot of people get some serious sticker shock. See, when you were working, your company was probably paying a big chunk of your premium. But with COBRA, you're on the hook for the entire cost, plus the little admin fee. So, just as an example, a plan that used to cost you maybe $300 out of your paycheck could suddenly rocket up to over $1,200 a month. Yeah, it's a big jump. So here's the bottom line. COBRA's biggest pro is continuity. It's a fantastic choice if you're in the middle of medical treatment, you've already hit your deductible for the year, and you absolutely have to keep your specific doctors. But for most healthy folks, that crazy high cost makes it a short-term fix at best. But hey, the good news is COBRA is far from your only choice. There's another powerful and often way more affordable alternative, the Affordable Care Act Marketplace. And this right here is the key. Losing your job coverage is considered a qualifying life event. This is awesome news, because what it does is it opens up a special 60-day window for you to go on to healthcare.gov and sign up for a brand new plan, even if it's not the regular open enrollment season. And getting started is actually really straightforward. You just use that 60-day window to hop on the marketplace. From there, you can compare all the different plans side by side. And this is the most important part, see if you qualify for subsidies based on your income. Then you just pick and enroll in the plan that works best for your new budget and your health needs. And this is where it gets really good. Let me show you how powerful those subsidies can be. They're based on your new income, which is probably lower now that you've left your job, so the savings can be huge. For example, a retired couple here in Georgia with an income under $50,000 a year might find plans with premiums under $100 a month. I mean, that's a total game changer. Okay, so COBRA and the ACA Marketplace are the two heavy hitters, for sure. But there are a few other paths you can take right here in Georgia that might just be the perfect fit for your specific situation. So we're going to quickly look at a few other important options. We'll get into the details on the first two in just a second. That's the special plan for retired public employees and the often forgotten option of just joining your spouse's plan. The other two to know about are short-term plans, which can be great for temporary gaps but usually don't cover pre-existing conditions, and Georgia Medicaid, which is there to provide coverage for folks with low income. Now, this one is huge for our public servants. If you've retired after a career as a teacher, a state employee, or in law enforcement here in Georgia, you might be able to just continue your state health benefit plan, the SHBP, right on into your retirement. It's a really fantastic benefit. And here's another great one. Hey, remember that qualifying life event we talked about? Well, it works here too. It gives you the chance to join your spouse's health plan from their job, even if it's the middle of the year. The only catch is you have to make the switch within 30 days of losing your own coverage. Okay, we've gone over the main ways to get that health insurance card back in your wallet. But having a plan and actually being able to afford that plan, not just for a month, but for the rest of your life, are two totally different things. So we need to zoom out for a minute. Because real security, it's about way more than just an insurance card. It's about protecting your whole financial world. So let's ask the really critical question here. Sure, an ACA plan or Medicare will pay the doctors and hospitals, but what pays for the insurance premiums every single month? And maybe even more important,
What's going to protect that nest egg you worked so hard to build from getting completely wiped out by long-term care costs down the road?
This is exactly where a bigger, more holistic financial plan comes into play. One powerful tool for this is an annuity. Now, don't let the word scare you. Think of it like a personal pension plan, a contract that can give you a guaranteed stream of income for life. It's a great way to make sure you always have the cash to cover those predictable monthly bills, like your insurance premiums, no matter what the stock market is doing.
And then there's long-term care insurance. This is different from your regular health insurance. It's built specifically to cover the incredibly high costs of extended care, things like in-home help or a nursing facility, which your standard health plan and Medicare typically do not cover. Think of this as the bodyguard that stands in front of your life savings, protecting it from those potentially devastating costs.
And finally, life insurance can play a really smart, strategic role in this bigger picture. Of course, its main job is providing for your loved ones. But certain types of policies can also be set up to help replace any of the wealth that you might end up spending on major healthcare costs later on, making sure your financial legacy stays intact.
Wow, we have covered a lot of ground, haven't we? Everything from your immediate insurance options to your long-term financial security. So that all leads to the big question. What's the right next step for you?
If you take away just one single thing from our chat today, please let it be this. True, lasting retirement security, it means having a plan that protects both your health and your wealth. Because once you're retired, those two things are completely connected.
Look, trying to piece all of this together can feel overwhelming, but you absolutely do not have to figure it out alone. I really encourage you to schedule a free, no-pressure consultation with us at Georgia's Safe Retirement Planners.
You can find us online at georgiasaferretirementplanners.com or just give us a call for that free consultation at 470-888-7233. Or hey, if you're in the area, stop by our office at 1124 Canton Street in Roswell. We are here and ready to help you plan for a truly secure future.